Hi there, this is Mrs. Ortiz, and today I am going to cover the concept of a geometric mean with you. And so we're going to look at both arithmetic means and geometric means and kind of compare and contrast them. So we'll start with a quick warm-up. This is one of those lessons that you're going to get a lot more out of it if you kind of stop and grapple with the questions in front of you before I go on to explain them. So I would encourage you to actually stop when I suggest stopping in the video. Okay, so go ahead on 1 through 5 and pause the video right now and find the missing number in the sequence. Okay, so hopefully you have something similar to what I do, but for number 1, I looked at the pattern and noticed that we were adding 3 each time, so the next term was 7. Number 2, we were multiplying this time instead of adding by a common ratio of 2, okay, and so the next term was 32. Number 3, we were adding 5 each time, so that missing term was 15, and number 4, multiplying by 5 for 25 in that missing term. And then a reminder for the midpoint, you are essentially going to take the average, which is also known as the arithmetic mean of the x-coordinates, so 8 plus 14 divided by 2, and the average of your y-coordinates, okay, the arithmetic mean of your y-coordinates, negative 12 plus negative 21, that was supposed to be a negative 21 divided by 2, and so that is what, negative 33, which is like negative 16 and a half. So hopefully I have that corrected quickly just in my head, but if not, you can correct it to what it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's get into some vocabulary. So what you see up here in 1 through 4 are arithmetic and geometric sequences. So the difference is that arithmetic sequences are sequences created by adding or subtracting, essentially, the same number over and over again. And that same number is called the common difference, okay? So an arithmetic sequence is a sequence made by adding the same value. And we just need to say adding because adding the negative would be the same as subtracting. And so we're adding the same number over and over, called the common difference. Okay. And then a geometric sequence is a sequence made by multiplying the same value repeatedly. Is that a word? Repetitively? Called the common ratio. Okay, so what we're going to do now is number 6, which is finding the missing term, which is going to be the mean in each sequence. So we're going to take a look over here, and we've got these 2 tables, and this is where I think you'll get more value if you just go ahead and pause and work through this table, and also look at some of these questions. So we're going to look at number 7, explain why each missing term is called a mean for these sequences, explain what the difference is between an arithmetic mean and a geometric mean, write an equation for finding the arithmetic mean of the numbers a and b, write a proportion for finding the geometric mean x of the numbers a and b, and then write an equation for finding the geometric mean x for the numbers a and b. So I would say give yourself 5 minutes to do what you can of this, and then start the video back up, and we will work through this together. Okay, so go ahead and stop now. Okay, so hopefully you had a minute to go ahead and work through those, and maybe you have similar answers as I do. But for the arithmetic sequence on this first one, we've got negative 6, and then it was negative 12 that was missing, and negative 18. So the common difference there was to add negative 6. Okay, so add negative 6 each time. Okay, on the second one, the arithmetic mean was 14, and we were adding 10 as our common difference each time. And in the last one, 15 was our arithmetic mean, and we were adding 8 each time. Okay, if we take a look at these geometric sequences, maybe you figured this out, maybe you didn't, that's okay. Hopefully you gave it a shot. But a geometric sequence, remember, we are multiplying by a common ratio. So what do we multiply -6 by? And then that number in the middle, called the geometric mean, by the same number to get -54. Okay, and so it was 18 for the first one, or -18, and I multiplied by -3. Okay, for the second one, I was multiplying by 10. And for the third one, I was multiplying by 8. So I had geometric means of 40 and 56. All right, so explain why each number is a mean for these sequences. That's because they are between two numbers in the sequence with either equal spacing through addition or equal spacing through multiplication, okay? So each number is between, each mean would be a better way to say that. So each mean is between two numbers, okay, found by adding a common common difference or multiplying by a common ratio. Common ratio. Okay, so I think that explains why they're means, because they're equally between them whether you're adding or multiplying, right? Explain what the difference is between arithmetic and geometric mean. Arithmetic mean you are adding. So add a common difference, whereas a geometric mean you are multiplying by a common ratio. Okay, so write the equation for finding the arithmetic mean of the numbers a and b. All right, so maybe you have already kind of worked through this and figured this out, but the arithmetic mean, the number in the middle here, can be found by adding the two numbers that surround it, so the one in front and the one behind, and dividing by 2, right? You are already familiar with an arithmetic mean. Okay, so add your two numbers, a and b, and divide by 2, and you will get the arithmetic mean. So the sequence would be a, the arithmetic mean, and then b. And note too that this can continue, right? Right? So we're just talking about the mean between two numbers as part of a sequence, but the sequence can continue. All right, and then we have write a proportion, and that's a huge hint, and if you looked ahead or remembered me reading through that to you, a proportion is going to help us understand what a geometric mean is. So if I multiply -6 by -3 and 18 by -3, those become proportional because 6 over 18 is proportional to 18 over 54. So if my sequence was a, the geometric mean x, and b, okay, a to x is proportional as x to b is because we're multiplying by a common ratio. So we can write the proportion a over x equals x over b. Now if you remember, in our similarity unit, we talked about a and b being called the extremes, and x being called the means, okay? And that's why, okay? So this is a mean, this x is, and this is a mean, and then A and B are our extremes. Oops, just an extreme, not extremes. If you remember how I described this, I said that the mean is nice and safely in the middle, and the extremes are living on the edge. So if you read that proportion, A over X equals X over B, A and B are living on the edge. They are extreme, okay? Now, if we think about solving this proportion, so we cross multiply, we get X times X is X squared, and that's equal to A times B. We can solve for X by taking the square root. So we get X equals plus or minus the square root of A times B. Okay, so if X is the geometric mean, it's equal to the product of those two numbers underneath a square root, right? Or you can think of it as a proportion. So let's take a look at some of the examples. I am going to cover 12, 14, 16. I suggest that you do the odds. I will also do 18, okay? So in number 12, it asks us to solve for the geometric mean using a proportion. So we're going to set up a proportion. So if X is the geometric mean, it goes in the means position. Okay, so we put X in the middle in the means position, and 5 and 20 are the extremes, not 50, just a 5. So we're going to cross multiply and solve. 5 times 20 is 100, and X times X is X squared. Square root both sides, X is equal to plus or minus 10. Okay, all right, I lied. I'm going to go ahead and do number 13. Okay, so if X is the geometric mean, we'll put that in the middle, and it's going to be proportional to 36 and 4. It doesn't really matter which extreme you put where, because a cross product is a cross product. So X squared equals 36 times 4 is 144 square root, and we get X is equal to plus or minus 12. Okay, and you can check your work, right? 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 3 is 36. Good, we're multiplying by the same number, which was 3, to get from the first extreme to the second extreme. All right, let's do this one with the equation. So the geometric mean equation says that X is equal to plus or minus the square root of the product of 8 and 40. So we've got, let's see here, 320 there. And we're going to take the square root of 320. Okay, and if you don't have a calculator, remember we need to break this down to a perfect square factor. So 64 goes into 32 5 times, and the square root of 64 is 8. Okay, so we've got plus or minus 8, and then we have a root 5. Do make sure that you're leaving these in simplest exact form. Okay, let's take a look at number 15. So the formula we're going to do is X equals plus or minus the square root of the product of 18 times 2, which is 36. And the square root of 36 is 6. Okay, so that is finding the geometric mean using a proportion, the geometric mean using the equation. And now for numbers 16 and 17, we're actually going to find the arithmetic mean and the geometric mean. All right, so I'll do arithmetic in orange. So we're going to do arithmetic is halfway between 1 and 16. So we'll add them, divide by 2, and that is equal to 8.5. Okay, and we'll indicate that with the mean symbol. Now, when we just say mean, find the mean, we're talking about adding them up and dividing, right? The arithmetic is between two numbers specifically, and the geometric is between two numbers when you're multiplying by a common ratio specifically, okay? Right, so you do have to be careful about kind of the language that you're using. For the geometric, I'll do the proportion for this one. 1 over x equals x over 16. Cross multiply, x squared equals 16. Root each side, x is equal to plus or minus 4 for the geometric mean. Let's take a look at number 7. So for the arithmetic mean, we're going to add these up, divide by 2, we get 7.5. For the geometric mean, I'll use the equation this time, so it is plus or minus the square root of the product of 5 times 10, which is 50. Perfect square factor that goes into 50 is 25 times 2, and the square root of 25 is 5. Okay. Lastly, number 18 tells us that 9 is the geometric mean of a number x and x plus 24. It asks us to find the value of x. That's a little confusing because x is not the geometric mean, so we probably should use a different variable, but 9 is the geometric mean. So if you set up this proportionally, we know that x over 9 is equal to 9 over x plus 24. And if we cross multiply, we get 81 equals, we need to distribute x times x plus 24. We'll distribute here. We get 81 equals x squared plus 24x. That's a quadratic, so we need to set it equal to 0. And we are going to factor that to x plus 27 times x minus 3. We need to solve this, so x is equal to negative 27 by zero product property, or x equals a positive 3. Okay, find the value of x. So is negative, so 9. So if we go negative 27, okay, 9, and let's see here, 9 plus negative 27, which is negative 18. Does that work? Or what if we do x is equal to 3? So we've got 3, 9, and 27. So on this one, we are multiplying by 3, multiply by 3, and it appears that that works. So x is equal to 3. On this one, I am not seeing it. Help me out if this is valid, but right now I am just not seeing it, but maybe I'm just too tired. Okay, so x is equal to 3, and it looks like x equals negative 27 is extraneous, but yeah, let me know. Let me know if that is not true. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope you're having a great day, and touch base with your teacher if you have questions about geometric mean. Bye!